Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming in to watch these videos. I normally don't do news videos, but I think this one is worthy enough to do a quick video on. I know OC Motivator, TK's Garage, and Butter the Insider have already done videos on this, but the price of the 2024 Charger EV has been leaked, and it's not good. Let's get into it right after the intro. All right, let's just get straight into this. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about the pricing, do little comparisons that we've done before, and we're going to talk about Stellantis and what I think's happening and what I think is going to wind up going on within Stellantis, with specifically Chrysler, Dodge, and possibly Ram. So rumor has it Jeep they're probably going to hold on to. I don't know about that, but that's what they're saying. Let's get into the pricing of these vehicles. So Stellantis had a chance. They had a slim chance of swaying some of us hardcore V8 drag racing people over to these EVs. And that slim chance was for these vehicles to come in at a good price. And they're just not doing it. Let me go ahead and put the prices up there now. So as you can see, the prices, I'm just going to do some voiceover for a minute and let you read that while you listen to me talk. I'm not going to read what they put in there. You can see that. 68,000 plus for an RT. Now you are getting the free stage 2 upgrade. So you get a little more horsepower, a little more torque. But the problem with that is it can barely keep up with the V8 version. So why would you go? Here's one reason, right? Why would you go with an electric EV Charger when you can buy a V8 version and get the same performance for less money? Just doesn't make sense. The next one, let's talk about the Scat Pack. You also get the Stage 2 for free in the Scat Pack, which gets you a little more horsepower, a little bit more torque. But again, it's not, it compares roughly with a V8 Scat Pack, but you can get a V8 Scat Pack for cheaper than that. Especially now, prices of those are starting to come down. You can negotiate and get some fairly decent deals on these cars now, but you got to negotiate. But it just doesn't make sense that they would put $80,000 on this Scat Pack and $68,000 on the RT. Let's do away with those, the overlay. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Especially for the horsepower and the times that those cars are going to do. Especially when, all right, Scat Pack versus a Plaid. A Plaid will just absolutely destroy that Scat Pack. We know it. The Plaid runs low 9s. Just absolutely kill it. And it's roughly about the same price, maybe a little more. I would rather pay a little bit more to go that much faster than I would paying $80,000 and go 2 seconds slower. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And same thing for the RT. You can get both the Scat Pack and the RT. You can get a Model 3 Performance for half the price of a Scat Pack, $20,000 less than an RT, and get better performance, better range, just better infrastructure. It just, the pricing doesn't make sense at all. I know I've said that a couple times. It just doesn't. They're pricing themselves out of the market. And I think, me personally, that they're doing it on purpose. And the reason why they're doing it on purpose is they're wanting to sell Chrysler, Dodge, possibly Ram, possibly Jeep as well. I personally think Carlos Tavares, the board member, possibly even the board members of Stellantis, it doesn't matter if it's the board members or the shareholders or whoever's pushing this onto Carlos Tavares. In the end, it's it's all on him. It's just like a lot of you guys are prior military, retired military. You know how it is. Doesn't matter who does what. Someone wrecks a truck, it's the commander's fault because he's the one that's in charge of everything. So this all boils down to Carlos Tavares, 100%. And I just think Stellantis is trying to get rid of the entirety of their American division. Now, I know TK, OC, and Buttered Insider kind of touch on the European side of Stellantis. Now, they're not doing as good as they were a few months ago, but their European side is doing fairly well. They do make money on that side of their business. So I think their concentration is going to move from the American side to the European side, and they're just going to sell off their American division. And who is that going to go to? Let's get into that for a second. So executives from BYD in China, a big electric vehicle maker in China, has been visiting the Chrysler building in Detroit. I'm wrapping Detroit in the big city sense. Not only low-level executives, but high-level executives are also there at the Chrysler building talking to Stellantis and Chrysler. So I think it's pretty much a done deal for Chrysler. I think they are going to BYD in China. Now, whether Stellantis buckles in and adds Dodge into that deal, I would say they're probably going to, because here's what's going to happen. With the pricing of these cars, we talked about it before, no one's going to want to buy these cars, especially at these prices. If they would have came in at a much lower price range that made more sense, maybe you could have got some people to buy these cars. But here's what's going to happen. These auto dealers, right, these big dealerships, auto groups have already been beating up Stellantis on, hey, we're going to drop these brands. And really, this is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. So, these dealerships are going to order all of these cars. They're going to wind up sitting on the lots. And then these big auto groups are going to say, hey, we're just dropping Dodge. We're dropping all of it. CDJR altogether. We're going to drop all four. And what that forces Stellantis to do is buy back all of that inventory. So now you're talking billions upon billions of dollars of inventory, in which they're already suing one dealership in North Carolina because they are dropping the Dodge brand, and they have to buy back $180 million worth of inventory. So what do you think is going to happen when everyone finds out that these large auto groups are pulling out and they're going to have to buy back billions of inventory? So that's why I think they're probably going to wrap up Chrysler, Dodge, more than likely Ram. This is just my opinion. I have no facts. Ram, possibly Jeep into the whole deal to keep the CDJR together. Because if I was BYD, I would make a play for all four. To be honest, if I'm going to buy 2 or 3, you might as well give me all 4. And we just keep, the CDJR moniker, and we just start making stuff in China. So if you're not familiar with BYD, they're all across the globe. They're everywhere. They're in South America. They're pushing their way into Europe to start building cars. So they are a huge player in the car manufacturer market. So be ready, folks. It's the writing's on the wall. CDJR is going to be sold. There's no doubt in my mind. Again, I have no proof, no insider information or anything like that, but no doubt in my mind, Stellantis is going to sell off their American side of the business and focus on the European side. That's my thoughts on everything, folks. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll chit chat through the comments. But that's going to do it for this, folks. Till next time, adios.